Could you please brief about yourself, Nitin?
So yeah, I'd like to start with my highest qualification. I did masters in 2015, and then I
Hmm?
started as a manual testing from 2016. I worked for around 2 years into manual testing, doing functional UI functional yeah, testing. After that, I moved to automation, where we use skills like Selenium and Java, basically for UI automation. That part was. So I worked into automation around 3.5 years, and then I like switched to LTI. And in LTI, I got a chance to work on an insurance domain project, where my roles and responsibilities were to handle API manual testing and database manual testing. And then I switched to API automation also. So here the skill sets which we use is like for automation we use REST assured with along with the BDD Cucumber framework, and for
Okay.
a database testing we use DBware, which is based on PostgreSQL database.
Hmm.
So that
Okay.
is a bit about me. Got a chance to lead a team of 3 to 5 people, because we had one API service FDIC, which is nothing but the
Hmm.
Federal Division of Insurance Corporation. It was for US based client. So
Nice.
executed the overall testing of that particular service and then delivery of that particular service with the client. So yeah, got a chance to lead some of the resources from my team.
Nice.
That pretty much about me. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Good, Nitin. Yeah. I'll start with test planning. Okay. Can you explain the test plan that you are having for your current project?
So test plan is a document which is nothing but a combination of the different aspects of testing, I would say. It will have
Hmm.
your test strategy, your objective, your scope. Again, how
Hmm.
many resources you are having? Are those resources are like suitable for our project? Because we have
Hmm.
to provide estimation as well. And then there is
Hmm.
a risk factor which we need to consider, that do we need to provide a KT to those people, or do they have the required skill set? Do we what else do we need? Do we need data for that before starting
Yes.
our testing? We need all these things. So test plan will provide you like overall view of this all aspects for your testing
Hmm.
process.
Good. So can you tell me, if a project doesn't have not project, a team doesn't have a test strategy document, what consequences they may face?
Uh, Basically, test strategy is an organization level document, which is we can also say is a static document which will be
Okay.
delivered by the management. And a test plan is basically the project level document. So uh,
Hmm.
we need both of the document. Basically, test strategy will give us an overall view of our testing process, and test plan is kind of a dynamic document, like whenever we need to have some changes in our processes or in our functional testings, then we can
Hmm.
manage. So yeah, we need both of the documents. Both are important for our testing process.
Good. Okay. Can you explain the design pattern used in your web automation framework?
So we use a POM model basically. So
Okay.
where uh, like we have the structure, right? We have the set of pages for the particular application, where we will have all the web elements and the amount of or list of actions we gonna perform on those web elements. And then we are having test
Hmm.
classes, where we are having the execution code along with the, so we executed it along with the test engine. So using at the test annotation, we will execute those codes.
Good. So do you know what is singleton design pattern?
Singleton design pattern, what I can remember of is like whenever we are having a constructor. So in POM,
Hmm.
we use constructor to initialize the data members, right? So if we
Hmm.
declare that particular constructor with the access specifier private, then that the scope of that constructor will get limited, and that pattern we usually called it as a singleton pattern.
Okay, just by marking it as private, it will become a singleton design pattern. Is it what you mean?
Uh, yes, kind of.
Okay. Okay. So do you know what is builder design pattern?
Builder design pattern, I haven't heard of Venkatesh.
Okay. Okay, no problem. So can you just explain the collections used in your framework?
Yeah, sure. So in collections we use like we are having the array list. Most of the time we use array list for whenever we are having we need to capture list of web elements, or where we need to handle multiple windows. In that case, we will go with the array list. We also use set and hash map we use. Those are
Mm.
collections we use. List again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. So have you created any framework from scratch, Nitin?
No, I did not get the chance to, like
Huh?
starting it. But
Okay.
yeah, my contribution was into development of the framework and how we can, optimize the framework, how we can optimize the code.
Mm.
So that was my
Mm.
participation basically.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
So can you explain the CI/CD process implemented in your project?
For CI/CD, well, there is a separate team to handle those things, but the process which I can tell you. So for a CI/CD, we first we need to have a setup. We need to set up,
Yeah.
and then we have a pipeline. Then we need to mention there are around, I think, with that part we need to mention date of the month, day of the month, then at time, hours, minutes, seconds. That particular, there is a format. In that particular format we have to mention. So accordingly, the job will get re-executed and the report will get generated in that particular pipeline.
Okay. Have you parameterized this Jenkins build?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So fine. So just a minute.
We
Yeah.
used
So in
parameterization in test engine, like we have like what we can say, we have set of browsers. So any
mm,
application we are testing, in our organization we used to go with the set of
mm,
3 browsers basically. So we are having Chrome, then Firefox, and IE, which are mostly used. So for
mm,
that, in test engine I have used parameterization, but not with the Jenkins.
mm, mm. Okay. Nitin.
Yeah.
I'm opening code editor, Nathan. Could you please share your screen and write script for that scenario I'm gonna share?
Yeah. Just a second.
Yeah.
This interface is really new for me. Which software is this?
Okay. There is in the bottom middle there is a green button, right? That is a share button.
Yeah, so
Green
it
button with an arrow. Yeah.
yeah, I got it.
Yes.
Is it visible now?
Just a minute. It is loading. Yes, it is visible. So
Mhm.
this is a scenario, Nathan. Okay, there is a you are on the main window, and main
Mhm.
window has button one. If you click on button one, it opens three new windows. Okay, in three new windows, all the windows are having same title, and two windows are blank screens, and one window is having element one. Okay,
Okay,
basically it opens three new windows. Two windows are blank, one window is having element one. What you need to do, you need to click on button one and navigate to the window which is having element one and print the text of the element one and navigate back to the main window. You understood, right?
okay. So I'll have to click on the button, task one. Then
Button one. Yes.
it will open 3 windows at a time. Out
Yes.
of these 3 window, I need to open second window.
You need to navigate to the second window. It's already
Yeah,
opened actually.
yeah. I need
Yeah.
to navigate it to window number two. I need to get the title of that particular web page, and then I'll have
No,
to
no.
navigate back.
You need to print the text of element one.
Okay.
Actually, there is a element one in the window. One, you need
Yeah,
to
yeah, got
print
it.
the text of the element.
And navigate back to the main window, right?
Hello.
Yeah. And then I need to navigate back to the main
Okay.
window.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Main window. Correct.
So do I need to write code for launching the website and all, or should I start with button number
No,
one?
no, no. You can start with the button one itself. You can start from button one click.
Button one, start.
We only, then you can ask me any doubt. I'm just going off. I'm turning off the video.
Yeah, sure. Venkateshan, you there?
Hello.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think I'm
Sure.
done with the program. Can you please have a look?
Okay. So basically, you are just clicking on that. So where is the parent you are getting? There is no parent in this.
Yeah, the first
This last line parent you. First is not a parent, right, Nathan? It is window one, window two, window three. Parent window is different from main window. Totally four windows are there.
okay, so
Okay,
instead of,
you mean you are taking.
yeah, this is window
Okay,
one and this is window two and
window two. Okay, okay, got it. So I have few
yeah.
doubts actually on that.
Hmm.
So on
Hmm.
fourth line you mentioned array list and you are getting get window handles.
Yeah,
This get window handles returns a set. How
set.
you are converting that to list?
Hmm. Okay. So it will get set
Hmm?
of strings, right? So why do we
Yes.
need to convert it into list again? We can directly iterate through set of strings and we can go to one of the strings, right?
No, no, but you have mentioned here array list. No, that's why I'm asking. Instead of storing it in set, why you are converting it as an array list? I'm asking, Nitin.
Uh, the thing is, there is one more. The basic advantage of having set is it will store the unique values, and a list will give you with the methods. A list will help you with the methods, right? So that's why we
Hmm?
use array list here, which is a class of list interface.
Okay, okay, fine. So, get window handles when you use it is giving you windows in a random order. Okay, even if you use iterator one, iterator next, next, next like that, it would be
Hmm.
random.
Hmm.
How you can confirm that iterator next, iterator dot next, iterator dot next, third next will give you second window?
We can introduce a if statement here that if
Hmm.
if it is null or we can print something like get title of that particular window, and if it's null then
Hmm.
it will switch to another window until and unless it will find the element one, because if the screen is not blank it will have some title, right? So it will fetch some title. So if get title is not equals to null, then it will
Hmm.
execute the code that we can introduce again.
So can you tell me, have you created any custom exception for your project?
Custom exceptions, no, no, Venkatesh,
No.
no.
Okay. Can you tell me what is throwable in Java?
Throwable is like what we can say superclass into the exception. So whenever we are handling try and catch block, right? So in catch we generally we use do exception as a generalize if we are not sure that which type of exception is gonna throw. But if there is a situation where you need to handle error as well, then we can go with throwable class, because throwable class will have error as well as exception. So it is a supermost class in exception series, I would say.
Got it. Got it. Can you tell me usage of Stream API?
Usage of
Stream API.
Stream API.
Yeah.
So is it related to streaming or something?
No, no, no. It is related to Java streams.
Stream API, no, I haven't heard of it.
You haven't used.
No,
Have you like used Lambda expression anywhere?
no,
No.
not
Okay.
that much coding I have performed.
Okay. No
Yeah.
issues. Yeah. That is actually Java 8 feature.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah. Lambda expression, Stream API and all Java 8 feature. Maybe
Okay.
you didn't came across that. That's fine. Okay. So regarding Selenium, can you tell me the locators used in your framework?
So mostly we use XPath. We have
Hmm?
XPath, then ID, and link text is also we used. ID name, tag name, XPath, and link text
Hmm?
mostly. There are
Okay.
also like CSS selector is also there, partial link text is also there. But we mostly go with the XPath, the ID name, those locators.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Can you tell me difference between following and following siblings in XPath?
So we can say that it relates with relative and absolute XPath as well. So whenever we are following, so it will what we can say, it will move from child to child, parent to child, one child to child, like that. And we are following siblings, so it's like it's jumping towards direct the last child, and then we can have that particular web element figure out.
Okay. Have you executed your scripts using Selenium Grid?
Selenium grid, no. We are
No?
we
Like,
are executing
uh-huh.
on the one system, so it's like we are not using Linux based system or anything like for validation. So it is a Windows system, so that's why
Mhm.
we haven't used Selenium Grid yet.
Okay, have you done any parallel execution, configured any parallel execution anytime?
I did not, but in our framework it was configured earlier, where by mentioning different classes which we need to execute parallelly, and by mentioning the thread count, we achieved that part, parallel execution.
Okay, nice. So can you tell me the weights used in your framework, Selenium weights used in your framework, Nitin?
Yeah, so mostly so we go with the implicit weight only, and sometimes when there is a possibility like we need to scroll down the page and we need to move to that particular web element. In that case, we went with the explicit weights.
It's okay. Okay.
Yeah. As the
Okay.
upgradation
Can
happened in the Selenium, those I think the earlier weights are now decrypted, and that
hmm,
duration method is now introduced. No, duration dot of time
hmm,
of seconds or minutes or hours.
okay.
So nowadays we go with that.
Hmm, okay. Good. 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 So just a minute.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what is test pyramid?
Uh, Test parameters.
No, no, pyramid.
Test pyramid. Okay, so test pyramid
Yeah.
basically gives you like in your testing process of what is the structure of your tests. Like you will do your what we can say at the top. I think we are having a unit test, then we are having functional test, then we are having end-to-end test,
Hmm,
system
hmm.
test, like that. So pyramid gives you a structure of your testing processes in your like
No, I think you are telling little reverse of that. Okay, unit testing comes at the
mind
bottom,
at the
actually.
bottom. Yeah, correct,
Yeah,
correct, because it will be
yeah,
executed at first when the code will get developed, right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay. What and all types of testing is performed in your project, Nitin, by you or other teams?
So being a manual tester earlier throughout the career, I would like to tell you. So being a manual tester, so we started with the functional testing where we used different black box testing techniques which we are having, like boundary value analysis and error guessing techniques we are having. Then we are having
Hmm,
ECP decision table, like that. As a part
hmm,
of automation, we go with the we are having a sanity suit to be executed, then we are having regression suit to be executed. We also had some end-to-end
hmm,
test performance whenever we particularly need to focus on any particular functional flow. In that case, we went for end-to-end testing. Currently,
hmm,
in current project, I went with like API testing and database testing. In API also, we are having the automation part where we executed regression and smoke test suits. Other than that, in
hmm,
database, there are multiple database validations also where we validate it with the structured part of the data and database tables, and the data which is actual present in that particular tables. So those are
hmm.
the list of testings which we have performed here.
Okay. So, how do you convince client or your team lead that you have performed quality testing?
We have some parameters to like we can perform, we can what we can say, we can prepare traceability matrix. That is one thing. Then we are having defect summary, we are having test summary reports. Test summary reports
Hmm.
will give you that for those list of user stories or that particular module, how many test cases we have written. We used to mention after every test case, we used to mention in the bracket positive and negative, so which used to give us the
Hmm.
overall view of that how much positive test cases we have, negative test cases we are having. Then we are having traceability matrix, we are having the defect summary report, which will give us that how many defects we have found for that particular functionality. So using
Hmm.
these two three documents, we used to
Hmm.
convince our client or our even manager also, project manager,
Okay.
that this much amount of testing we have done and this much is the test coverage,
Hmm.
so we are good to go with the signing off process.
Yes. Okay. Can you tell me the Maven command used in your Jenkins job?
uh, I'm not that much familiar with the Jenkins job,
Okay.
Venkateshan.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Or
So
in
Maven
local,
means,
you will be.
you're
Okay.
asking about
Go
Git
ahead.
commands or Maven commands?
No, no, no. Maven command. I'm asking you in local also. When you execute Maven build, you need to
Mm-hmm.
give some goals, right? I'm asking that regarding that actually. What is the Maven goal you will be giving to execute your scripts?
Maven goal.
Yes. This ambient test, ambient validate.
Yeah, MVN. Yeah. That
Hmm?
MVN underscore. We need to give those commands right in CMD.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
so mostly I executed with the test ng. So I don't really recall that part. I need to
Okay.
check on that.
Okay. No problem. So in Cucumber, can you tell me the challenges you faced?
Uh, well, Cucumber is comparatively simple if we compare with the other frameworks, basically,
Hmm?
and it gives you all the, like, whenever we have a feature file, it will just automatically create the step definition, so it saves our
Yeah.
efforts. Uh, Talking about the challenges in our API framework, like it was like we started building up, so execution of that particular test case with the multiple data using example and a scenario outline, that was a bit challenging, not that much, because
Hmm?
it's a kind of a basic part of BTD Cucumber framework. But
Hmm?
yeah, because we started working on it, so initially it was a little bit challenging, but then
Hmm?
we managed to do it.
Okay. What and all reports, test automation reports you have worked on with them?
Uh, Test automation reports is basically like we are having mostly we use our HTML reports, which were generated by TestNG when we use Selenium TestNG. In BTT Cucumber, we have like we can directly have the HTML reports or other reports in our runner file of
Hmm?
Cucumber framework. So yeah, Cucumber reports are more representable, or it has more information compared to our HTML reports. So that is also again I feel like advantage of using BTT Cucumber framework.
Good. Okay. So can you tell me in Git what is the use of amend command?
Amend.
Yes, amend.
Amend. Hmm,
You never
no
used
idea.
it.
No.
Can you tell me the difference between input and patch requests?
Yeah, put is basically both requests we can use to update that particular resource. Put basically
Hmm?
need to use the whole payload which we need to provide while processing that particular request. Patch is something like whenever we have to add some additional attribute into that particular resource, existing resource, or we need to update any particular attribute for that particular resource. Then in that case, we'll go with the patch, and in patch
Hmm?
we just need to provide the parameter of along with the endpoint and the attribute
Hmm?
which needs to get updated. That particular thing we need to provide in the payload.
Okay.
That way we can use
So
patch. Yeah.
good. So you mentioned you worked on TestNG framework. Can you tell me the listeners used in your TestNG framework?
Yeah. So sorry, the screen got blank.
Yeah, you can stop.
uh,
Yeah, you can stop sharing, Nitin.
video.
Not video. That screen sharing is happening. You can stop it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Go ahead.
we are having list of listeners in test engine, like I try listeners is there. Then we are having listener for report generation. We are having listeners for capturing the screenshot. We also
Hmm.
have I try listener whenever we are having a failed number of failed test cases, and if we want to re-execute it, then we override the retry method, and we re-execute the test cases until and unless it get passed. So yeah, these are some of the listeners which I could recall right now.
Good. So what are the annotations you're using in your test engine framework?
Mostly it's like at the rate before shoot, where we launch our browser. Then we are having at the rate before method. We are having at the rate test before
Hmm.
class, after class. These are the
Hmm.
annotations. Along with the keywords also, whenever we have to give priority or we want to re-execute that particular test case, then along with the different keywords we can go. Like enabled
Hmm.
keyword is there, priority keyword is also there, invocation
Hmm.
count is also there to repetitively execute any particular test case. So yeah.
Okay. Have you implemented any static code analysis tool in your project?
Static code analysis,
Like
no.
Sonar Cube
Sonar Cube,
integration.
yeah, Sonar Cube report used to generate but I did not do it. But in our project, they used to create Sonar Cube report. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Can you explain what are all findings you will be referring in the Sonar Cube report?
I don't know in that detail, but I think it used to give us a report presentation in the form of pie chart, and then we are having tabular reports as well, where uh, like the amount of test cases been written in that particular sprint, how much have been executed, how much have passed, failed. Again,
Hmm.
also about the test execution, that in the automation part also, how much we have executed, because our automation framework was linked to the Jira, and Jira I think was linked to the Sonar. So it used to generate a consolidated report on both the things. Yeah.
Have you implemented any clean code principles like solid, case, dry, wet, these kind of
Hmm.
principles?
No, Venkatesh.
No. Okay.
No.
In Scrum, can you tell me the roles that your Scrum team is having?
So in Scrum, like talking about a Scrum call, we basically had a Scrum Master, and then we had BAs. We used to groom the functionalities or user stories which were to be part of the current sprint. Then
Hmm.
we had our lead and development lead, along with all the members from development team and our testing team. So
Hmm.
every time when our sprint used to started with the grooming call, where BA used to groom the particular user story, and he used to ask us about the input, that are we good with the whatever details have been provided in that particular user story. And
Hmm.
if we are good, that story then gets added to the sprint, and eventually it get assigned to initially its developer and then to us as a QA.
Hmm. I am pasting a JSON response over there. Okay, JSON
Hmm.
body basically. Can you tell me
Okay.
how many Pojo classes are required to create this JSON body in the framework?
Okay, so to create a Pojo, we need to look at the objects, how many objects are there. So I can consider that one is for menu, then
Hmm?
another one will be for pop-up, and then another will be for momentum.
Means menu item.
Menu
Yes.
item, sorry. Menu item. So one, two, and then I think three would be enough. Three Pojo
Okay. See.
classes.
Okay. Fine. Okay. I think you covered this everything. As a whole, you need to create another class. Okay, four might be required, Nathan, because you are considering menu. Last is menu, pop up, menu
Yeah, yeah,
item.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Menu
Menu
inside
also.
to create another one. Okay, so
Correct,
four
correct,
would be
correct.
required.
Four would be required for sure.
Yeah. Can you write a JSON path to print open doc string from this JSON body?
Uh, Open doc string.
Yes, open doc.
Okay. Okay. So we'll have JSON path. Let us say gr is equals to JSON path, and it will have a response basically. So I'm just
Hmm.
mentioning a response of that, and then we need to go with jr dot
Hmm.
json dot get, and then in bracket we need to have hmm, menu. It will be menu dot open. Either this should work, or jr
Hmm.
dot get, we can directly move to, as we are having different pojos, right, for each and everything, so we can also
Okay.
do this open doc. Yeah, I think any one of these should work.
Hmm. Okay, on this we will discuss, Nitin. I understand you go to menu, pop up, menu item. Okay, we have
Hmm.
reached till. I'll just here. See, we have
Sorry,
reached till
instead of open doc, we need to click on one click. Sorry.
on click actually.
Yeah, on click, because open doc is a value, and
Hmm.
we need to go to on click.
Yeah, yeah,
But
understood.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm deleting it. Yeah, then it's fine. Actually, I thought, there only I was having doubt, because you
Yeah,
mentioned open up directly the value itself.
yeah.
So, can you tell me what is request specification in register shoot?
Request specification is basically what we can say, an interface we are having, which is having all the methods like the given when then which we use, no. So
Hmm?
for that we will have to use request specification. We can directly use it along with the rest assured also, like we be
Hmm?
using uh, response equals to rest assured dot, and then we can, this way also we can like access those methods, but a request specification is also there with which we can achieve that particular action.
Okay. Can you tell me the difference between epic and a user story in Sprint Scrum? Sorry.
Well, epic could be considered of bunch of requirements or bunch of user stories. One epic could have multiple user stories. Epic can
Hmm.
also be defined according to module. So for particular
Hmm.
module, we are having one epic, and that epic will have list of user stories. User stories could be defined as the specific functional requirement, which will be considering of description acceptance criteria. That
Hmm.
what is that particular requirement and what needs to be done for that particular requirement. That is nothing but your user story. What to do and how to do it. This.
Good. Can you explain the Scrum estimation process happening in your project?
So, Scrum estimation, basically in what our project happens is we first focus on our what is the backlog we are having, sprint backlog, and based on that, the estimation will happen for the current sprint. So in that our sprint planning meeting, we are having each and every member of our team, and the Scrum Master would use to ask us that are you comfortable working on this much user story? Are you comfortable if some new user story will get allotted to you in the current sprint? So based on the story points which are declared for those user stories, we used to plan that how
Hmm.
many user stories we are going to work on.
Good.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what is velocity in Scrum?
A sprint velocity basically gives how efficient your team is working. For example, if we are having some old sprint, so in old
Hmm?
sprint, how many user story we used to cover up and close. So based on that record, we can plan our current sprint. For
Hmm.
example, in last sprints, we used to complete 10 to 12 user stories. Then for current sprints, it's better to plan maximum 15 user stories, no, not more than that, because according to our sprint velocity, we will not be able to cover that much user stories. So
Hmm.
it gives efficiency of your team in a way.
Got it. Yeah. So can you explain the branching strategy used in your project?
Branching strategy.
Yes. Related to
I
Git. Related to Git, how you create branches of all.
Okay, so there is what we can say. uh, there were different one branches for dev. Then there is our QA branches. So whatever
Hmm.
the changes we are doing, we used to merge it to our QA branches, and then it will get merged to the central branch. So
Hmm.
to avoid if any merge conflicts are there, we used to do that.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So what and all things are validated in the code review process before merging nothing?
So in code review process is basically like in a call we used to discuss that what new validations we have added other than what the validations already there, and
Hmm.
what is the impact of those validation, like which part of the functionality or which part of the application it's covering in that, which
Hmm.
also further leads to our test coverage. So these things were then we validated our the automation lead that
Hmm.
this part and this new codes we have added in our current project, and these new validations will be the part of, let us say, it could be a part of your regression or sanity.
Hmm.
So yeah, that discussion happened in our call with our automation lead.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many test cases are getting executed in your regression suite? Basically, in automation. Nathan.
Mm-hmm. So total test case which we automated, the count was around 710, and the regression suite was included of 280 test cases.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So how long it takes to execute these 280 test cases?
It used to take around 30 minutes, half an hour mostly.
Oh, it
And
means
if
is it executed in series or parallel?
uh, it was into series only.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, in series only.
Yeah. Got it. Can
So
you
actually,
explain
we
any?
had total 26 API services, and for those
Hmm?
API services, for each services, we used to cover one validation. Like for successful API request 200, then for some of the negative test cases for like invalid data, then unauthorization token. No, so for one test case, around 5 to 6, sometimes up to 10 test cases we included. So
Hmm?
around like 280 test cases used to execute within half an hour.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Can you explain any scenario that you end up in a conflict with a colleague or a client that you resolved?
uh, Not with the client. It was not particularly about the scenario, but
Hmm?
it was I got into conflict with BA about the user story. So it
Okay.
was like the when we were close to ending our project, there was some new
Hmm?
requirements, and BA used to create the user stories without providing proper acceptance criteria. And now what I
Hmm?
did is like while testing, I used to connect with our BA and our developer. So
Hmm?
when I discussed with the developer, he provided me some inputs that based on which I had to test it, right? In user story, I
Hmm?
have mentioned multiple times tagging our BA and our test lead, development lead also, that please provide acceptance criteria. But they were not providing it.
Hmm?
Some like very busy schedule was going on, load was very high. So then instead of disturbing thing, I directly started testing based on the input given by developer, because he only developed that particular functionality. After testing
Hmm?
it, when there was a demo session, when I used to demo our test that we have performed this much testing, we have validated this all. So BA directly asked me that why haven't you covered this part.
Hmm?
Okay, and it was not a part of user story. Neither developer told me that he has covered that much part. He didn't cover
Hmm?
that part. So then I asked that it is not a part of story. You have not provided acceptance criteria. Okay, so
Hmm.
that day he provided some acceptance criteria and he asked me to retest it. I retested it and I submitted the results. In another demo call, he again asked me that why haven't you covered this part? Okay, which
Hmm.
was not part of the user story. So then,
Hmm.
like, a little conflict happened. Scrum Master was there, but Scrum Master then he stood from my side that and he asked BA that you should have
Yeah.
clearly mentioned what you know expected from
Hmm.
testing team. You should have clearly mentioned into the acceptance criteria. So yeah, that one incident
Good.
is there.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. So that's it from my end, Nathan. I'm done with my questions. Do you have anything you want to know from me or from EPAM?
I would like to know about the project for which I think you
Okay.
are working or you are currently hiring, or this position is about, like into which domain
Okay.
we are working and what will be the work like that.
Hmm. Okay. Just give me a minute. Okay, project. I'm not from the project, Nathan. This is since this is an initial round of discussion. They
Mm-hmm.
won't basically assign the same project people sometimes because another round also would be there. I'm not from the
Mm-hmm.
project team. I'm unable to see the project, but it is mentioned as related to wealth management firm. Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah,
wealth
that is
management firm, it
actually.
will be into BFS mostly, banking and finance
Yes,
services, I
yes,
guess.
right. Related to finance or something, banking or financing. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, like majorly, that role should be a test automation engineer role. Okay, roles and responsibility. I know. Okay, it would
Mm-hmm.
be a senior software test automation engineer role. Role that responsibilities would be you need to create framework from scratch if there is no framework present. Okay, for the client. If there is any other framework already present, you need to add the test case to it, maintain it, and optimize that solution. That is the expectation from the senior software test automation engineer. That is the responsibility for this one role, Nitin.
Okay. Sounds good.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought video stuck actually. I thought you left. Sorry, you
Yeah,
got
but
disconnected.
yeah, I heard what you said. So it's mostly about
Hmm. Fine.
optimizing the framework, and if not, then we'll have to build it from the scratch.
Yes.
Okay, no issue, Venkatesh. That's
You
it.
need to create framework from
Mhm.
correct. Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Any other question, Nick? Okay.
No, Venkatesh,
It was
I'm
really
good from
nice
my side.
talking to you, Nitin. I will draft it.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. I will draft feedback and I'll submit it to HR. They'll get back to you on that, Nitin. Have a nice
Sh-
weekend. Thanks for
yeah,
joining.
sure, Venkatesh. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye.